Have you ever wanted something so badly, status, wealth, recognition, that you thought chasing it openly would get you closer? Yet instead, the more you expressed it, the more distant it became. Your hunger turned you into a servant of others' approval. Today I will show you Machiavelli's cold ambition strategy, the ruthless method of concealing your desires, so that you never beg, never appear needy, and always hold the upper hand. Tell me, have you ever noticed how quickly man loses his strength the moment he confesses what he wants? Watch carefully, and you will see it. A man enters a room with confidence, but the moment he reveals his desire, his posture changes. He bends without realizing, he lowers his eyes. He places himself beneath the one who holds the power to grant or deny him. His words may still sound strong, but his essence has already shifted. He has made himself a beggar without a bowl. This is the first and most dangerous trap of desire. When you announce what you want, you do not grow closer to it. You place it farther from reach, because you invite others to stand between you and your prize. The instant you declare your hunger, you give the world permission to ration it out to you. They will give you morsels, crumbs, fragments of what you seek, and always keep you dependent on them for the next taste. Consider the ambitious man who tells everyone he desires wealth. The merchants, the lords, the bankers, they now hold him in their hands. They know what he craves, and they will make him chase it. They will raise the price of every opportunity, demand greater obedience, and bind him with golden chains. If he had kept silent, they would never know the exact key to unlock his weakness. But by confessing, he has given them the lock and the key in the same breath. Desire, when exposed, becomes a leash, and the one who sees it can pull you wherever he wishes. Look at lovers. The one who confesses first, who declares, "I cannot live without you," is already conquered. The beloved holds the throne, not because of merit, but because the other made a public offering of his need. The moment you show that your joy depends on someone else's choice, you hand them power greater than any crown. They may reward you, but they will never fear you. And power is never secured through devotion. It is secured through control. In politics, the same truth unfolds. Imagine a minister who approaches the prince and says, "I long for your trust. I desire your recognition." What has he done? He has confessed that his standing depends not on his own strength, but on the prince's favor. The prince, if wise, will never give this man more than the bare minimum. For why reward a servant who has already admitted his dependence? The minister will always serve eagerly, no matter how little he is given, because his need has been exposed. The world is filled with those who shout their desires. They post their ambitions, declare their goals, beg for opportunities, all believing that visibility will earn them respect. But do not be deceived by their noise. Their loudness is not power. It is weakness in disguise. The man who reveals his ambition too clearly gives his rivals the very tools to destroy him. His enemies know what he craves, and with that knowledge they can bait him, trap him, and strike at his softest point. There is an ancient tactic in war: never reveal your true target. If you march openly toward the city you desire to capture, the defenders will gather all their strength against you. But if you feign indifference, if you circle, if you make them doubt where you will strike, then you force them to divide their strength. The same applies in life. Announce your goals loudly, and you invite resistance. Conceal them, and you meet little opposition. Think carefully about how people behave around someone who never speaks of what he wants. They become uneasy. They wonder, what drives him? What is he planning? Their uncertainty becomes fear, and fear is power. Silence creates mystery, and mystery bends others to your will far more effectively than desire ever will. But what happens when you are reckless, when you confess openly? You invite mockery. The weak will laugh at your hunger because they know they can dangle it in front of you. The strong will pity you because they see you as incomplete without their permission. And your peers will quietly move against you because they sense a man chasing something is easier to manipulate than a man who appears to need nothing. Machiavelli himself observed that men are more easily deceived by the things they desire than by anything else. A man blinded by hunger for wealth will miss the dagger aimed at his chest. A man blinded by desire for status will smile at the very hand preparing to betray him. To want something is not the problem. It is natural to want. The trap lies in revealing it, for once it is revealed, it can be used against you. Watch those who ascend to power without effort. They often seem indifferent, as if they are not striving at all. But this is no accident. Their coldness is a mask, a deliberate shield. They may hunger deeply inside, but they never confess it. They let others underestimate them. They let rivals reveal themselves first, and then they move. Their desires remain hidden, but their actions speak only when the time is right. The trap of desire is not simply that you reveal weakness. It is that you shift the balance of control. The one who knows what you want controls you more than the one who gives it, and once that control is lost, it is nearly impossible to recover. There is a reason the most dangerous men in history were never seen begging, never caught announcing their hunger, never displaying need. They moved as if already full, already sovereign, already crowned. And yet inside their ambition burned like fire. They desired power, wealth, dominion, and yet to the world they appeared cold, untouched by ordinary cravings. This is not accident. This is a mask, a weapon, the mask of cold ambition. Understand this well. Men who are desperate invite chains, but men who appear detached command reverence. When you do not show what you want, you deny others the map to your weakness. You appear untouchable, and that illusion itself becomes power. Ambition, when it is hot and visible, provokes resistance. But when it is cold, hidden behind a mask of indifference, it spreads silently, infecting the world before anyone realizes it has taken hold. Think of the great players of courts and kingdoms. A courtier who pleads for recognition is dismissed as common, but the one who waits in silence, who behaves as if recognition is beneath him, unsettles even the prince. The prince wonders, why does this man not ask? Why does he not beg like the others? And that uncertainty gnaws at the ruler's mind. Perhaps this man has strength unseen. Perhaps he has alliances unknown. Perhaps he does not need the prince at all. That fear drives the powerful to offer him favor without demand. The mask of cold ambition creates an atmosphere of inevitability. You act not as if you are seeking a prize, but as if the prize will inevitably drift into your hands. This unsettles your rivals, who exhaust themselves in pursuit, while you stand calmly and let fortune approach. It is the same with wealth, the same with love, the same with power. The more you seem to need it, the more it runs from you. But the more you seem to dismiss it, the more it clings to you. Why is this mask so effective? Because men are drawn to those who seem complete. A hungry man is repulsive, for he looks like a parasite, taking whatever he can from others. But a man who seems whole, who acts as though he desires nothing, radiates strength. People wish to attach themselves to him, for he seems above dependence. His indifference is mistaken for confidence, his restraint mistaken for superiority, and from this illusion he builds real power. Observe how predators in nature hunt. The lion does not roar before it strikes, nor does the hawk scream before it descends. Their silence is their strength. Their indifference hides the calculation within. They watch, they wait, they reveal nothing, until the very moment of attack. So too must the ambitious man conduct himself. His eyes reveal no hunger, his words no desperation. He speaks with calm, he walks with poise, and only when his enemy has grown complacent does he strike with precision. Those who fail in the game of power are the ones who show their fire too soon. They burn brightly, announcing to all what they seek, and in doing so, they invite the winds of opposition. But the one who hides his fire beneath layers of ice, who lets no one see how fiercely he burns, survives longer, moves further, and conquers more. His coldness is not the absence of ambition. It is ambition refined, ambition weaponized. Consider how this plays in human relationships. The lover who hides his desire creates mystery. He does not chase, he does not confess, he does not bow. And because of this, others chase him. They cannot read him, and this blindness breeds fascination. Compare him to the man who declares his love openly, who showers his affection, who pleads for attention. The first is pursued, the second is dismissed. The mask of cold ambition transforms longing into magnetism. There is also a psychological truth at play. Men respect what they cannot easily move. If you show no reaction to wealth, no visible hunger for titles, no eagerness for recognition, you disarm those who would otherwise control you. They cannot lure you with gold. They cannot bait you with honors. They cannot enslave you with flattery. Your mask protects you from manipulation because you appear immune to the very temptations that ensnare ordinary men. And in time, they will give you these prizes freely, hoping to win your favor, never realizing you had desired them all along. Think of rulers who cloaked their ambition in detachment. They never declared war with loud cries of vengeance. Instead, they spoke softly, even dismissively, until the moment their armies crossed the border. Their cold words disarmed their enemies, who mistook restraint for weakness. But when the strike came, it was unstoppable. Their ambition was never gone. It was simply hidden, disguised, masked, waiting for the precise moment to emerge. Cold ambition is not the death of desire. It is the discipline of desire. It is the ability to conceal fire behind a wall of ice, so that no one can sense the heat until they are already consumed by it. The mask must never slip. Even in moments of triumph, you must appear as if victory was expected, as if fortune merely delivered what was already yours by right. to appear surprised, to appear overjoyed, to appear desperate even in success. This breaks the illusion. You must remain cold, untouched, sovereign, even when your secret ambition has been fulfilled. This mask will frustrate your enemies. They will try to read you, to tempt you, to test you, and still they will find nothing. Their own impatience will betray them, while your calm silence will fortify you. And the longer you wear the mask, the more natural it becomes, until others believe it is your true nature. They will say, "He does not desire like other men. He is different. He is above us." And in their minds you will already be crowned. Men often boast of honesty, of openness, of being transparent in their intentions. They believe that by revealing all, by placing their heart on the table for everyone to see, they will be rewarded with trust. But such men deceive themselves, for transparency is not strength. It is exposure, and exposure is vulnerability. The moment you make yourself fully visible, you invite the world to pierce you with arrows you cannot defend against. A transparent man is easy to rule. His words betray his goals, his expressions betray his fears, his openness betrays his secrets. His rivals require no spies, for he himself is the loudest informer of his own weakness. He believes that by speaking plainly, he will be admired for sincerity. But men do not admire sincerity when they are competing for power. They exploit it. They sharpen it into a weapon and drive it into the fool who offered it to them. Consider the merchant who announces every detail of his dealings, who shows his accounts, his profits, his ambitions for all to see. He imagines this will make him respectable, yet it only makes him a target. His competitors now know exactly where to wound him, exactly which partners to steal, exactly which markets to poison. His transparency has stripped him of the one weapon every ambitious man must hold: mystery. Look at the courtier who tells the prince openly, "I desire this office, I long for this appointment." Does the prince respect him for this honesty? No. The prince sees him as predictable, as desperate, as easily led by dangling the very office he craves. The courtier has built a cage with his own words and stepped inside it willingly. His transparency has transformed him into a pawn, because the prince knows precisely how to move him. Transparency is praised by moralists, but is rarely practiced by rulers. Do you think kings and princes ever showed their true motives? They cloaked their intentions in noble words, spoke of peace while preparing for war, declared friendship while laying traps for allies. This was not hypocrisy. It was strategy, for the ruler who speaks transparently prepares his own assassination. But the ruler who conceals his thoughts behind a mask of virtue survives longer, for no one can anticipate his strike. The weakness of transparency is this: it hands others the map to your mind. And once they hold that map, they know where to corner you, where to starve you, where to tempt you. Imagine a man who reveals openly, "I cannot live without wealth." His enemies will starve him of opportunity, forcing him to bend and crawl. Imagine another who reveals, "I seek nothing but honor." His rivals will give him dishonor first to break him, and then small fragments of honor later to keep him dependent. But the man who keeps silent, who conceals his true aim, cannot be bound, because no one knows what chain will hold him. Do not mistake this lesson. To conceal is not the same as to lie openly. Lies can be discovered, and once discovered they shatter your reputation. The art is not in fabricating stories, but in showing nothing. To speak without revealing, to act without confessing, to let others believe what they wish while never confirming their suspicions, that is mastery. The transparent man tells the truth in every word, and in doing so disarms himself completely. The opaque man lets others tell themselves the truth they want to believe, and in this way he keeps them blind. Transparency also breeds weakness because it destroys fear. Men fear what they cannot predict. If they can read you, if they know every step before you take it, they will not tremble when you move. But if they are uncertain, if they cannot pierce your silence, they will see power even where none exists. A shadow looks larger when its source is unseen. Transparency removes the shadow, and with it, the illusion of greatness. Watch carefully the behavior of those who rise without opposition. They are never entirely clear in their words, never entirely plain in their motives. They leave space for doubt, and that doubt makes them formidable. Their rivals hesitate, fearing hidden traps. Their allies cling closer, desperate to learn what lies beneath the silence. Compare this with the transparent man, whose every motive is visible, whose every goal is exposed. His rivals never hesitate, because they know exactly how to crush him. His allies never cling, because there is no mystery to attract them. The world is not kind to those who reveal themselves too easily. Transparency is praised in speeches but punished in practice. Even in friendship, even in love, full openness creates imbalance. The one who bears his soul first becomes the servant of the one who withholds. The one who reveals everything depends on the mercy of the one who reveals nothing. And mercy is a rare currency in the game of power. The great mistake of the transparent man is that he confuses openness with strength. He believes that to be unreadable is to be dishonest, and to be honest is to be respected. But honesty without calculation is not strength, it is surrender. In politics, in business, in love, the one who reveals too much is always devoured by the one who reveals little. Men admire virtue when it costs them nothing, but they respect power when it threatens them. Transparency offers neither threat nor advantage. It offers only the illusion of moral purity, and that illusion crumbles quickly when tested against cunning ambition. Transparency is weakness because it ends the game before it begins. A chess master never announces his moves. He lets his opponent guess, imagine, sweat, and miscalculate. The transparent player tells his opponent every strategy before touching a single piece. Which of the two will win? The answer is already decided. Transparency hands victory to the enemy without resistance. If desire is a trap and transparency is weakness, then what remains? What armor protects the ambitious man from being chained by his own hunger? It is indifference, the deliberate art of appearing untouched, unshaken, unmoved by what others covet and chase. This is not the indifference of laziness or of apathy. It is strategy, weaponized restraint, the posture of a man who desires much but reveals nothing, who moves through the world as if every prize were beneath him, even as he quietly positions himself to seize it. Indifference unsettles men because it denies them the satisfaction of control. They are accustomed to seeing others beg, plead, declare, and chase. But when they encounter a man who does not bend, who does not confess, who does not scramble for the same crumbs as the rest, they grow uneasy. They ask themselves, does he not want what we want? Or has he already secured something greater? Their uncertainty grows into suspicion, and suspicion grows into respect. Imagine a hall of courtiers, each one pushing forward, each one flattering the prince, each one eager to display loyalty in exchange for favor. Then imagine one man who stands calmly silent, neither bowing too deeply nor flattering too sweetly. He does not rush, he does not petition. His very stillness sets him apart, for it speaks louder than the noise of the others. The prince begins to notice him, not because he begged, but because he refused to. This is the strategy of indifference. It is power drawn not from words, but from absence. Indifference makes others chase you. In love, the one who appears least interested gains the upper hand. In politics, the one who appears least dependent gains respect. In business, the one who does not scramble for opportunity often finds opportunity scrambling for him. It is a paradox. By appearing detached, you attract. By appearing desperate, you repel. Men are drawn to what seems beyond their reach. The indifferent man embodies that distance. This strategy does not mean rejecting all things. It means refusing to show visible hunger. When a prize is dangled before you, you do not leap like a dog. You wait, you pause, you weigh. And if you reach, you do so with the calm hand of someone who could just as easily walk away. This hesitation unsettles those around you, for they are used to seeing men pounce. They begin to believe that you must know something they do not, that you must possess hidden strength that frees you from the desperation that consumes them. Indifference also robs others of their weapon against you. They cannot tempt the man who does not appear tempted. They cannot manipulate the man who does not appear to need what they offer. They cannot control the man who seems to control himself. By mastering indifference, you appear to be sovereign even when you are not. And once people believe you are sovereign, they will treat you as though you already rule. Consider the battlefield of ambition. Most men rush into the fight, exposing their eagerness, exhausting their strength. The indifferent man holds back, watching, letting others clash and tire. When the time is right, he moves swiftly and decisively, claiming victory while others still breathe heavily from the chase. His patience makes his rivals reckless. His silence makes his rivals loud. His restraint makes his rivals weak. There is another reason indifference is powerful. It creates mystery. Men cannot resist trying to decipher what they do not understand. When you reveal nothing, they will fill the void with their own imagination. They will project strength onto you. Even when you are calculating quietly, they will whisper of hidden resources, of secret alliances, of unfathomable patience. You need not say a word. Their speculation builds your reputation for you. Transparency destroys mystery. Indifference multiplies it. This strategy requires discipline, for men are by nature eager to prove themselves, eager to confess their desires, eager to grab at every opportunity like starving dogs. But if you can resist that urge, if you can master the ability to pause, to appear unmoved, you will invert the natural order. Instead of you chasing opportunities, opportunities will chase you. Instead of you begging for recognition, recognition will seek you. Instead of you showing desire, others will desire you. Indifference also has a subtle cruelty in it. It denies others validation. A flatterer who pours praise upon you expects warmth in return. When you give him nothing, when you smile faintly but remain unmoved, you break him without raising a hand. A rival who expects you to compete with him grows frustrated when you act as if the contest is beneath you. An admirer who expects you to confess your affection becomes consumed by longing when you remain silent. In all cases, your restraint places them in chains, while your calmness disguises the fact that you are the jailer. Even rulers understand this. The sovereign who appears desperate for the love of his subjects invites revolt, for his need exposes weakness. But the sovereign who acts as if he is sufficient without them creates awe. The people may not love him, but they will fear him, respect him, and in time, they may even worship him for seeming untouchable. Indifference transforms power into myth. The strategy of indifference does not remove ambition. It refines it into something colder, sharper, more lethal. You still desire, but you hide your desire behind a mask so complete that others cannot see it. You still move toward your goal, but you move with such restraint that others think you are standing still. And when you finally act, your strike seems inedible, unstoppable, as though fate itself placed the prize into your hands. Indifference is not inaction. It is the most deliberate action of all, the act of hiding your hunger so perfectly that no one can use it against you. The act of making the world come to you, instead of running to the world. The act of turning silence, patience, and restraint into weapons sharper than any blade. You have now seen the anatomy of power stripped bare. Desire expressed as a leash placed around your own neck. Cold ambition, hidden behind the mask of indifference, is the weapon that separates rulers from servants. Transparency is the confession of weakness, the offering of your own soul for others to dissect. And indifference, the sovereign posture of a man who reveals nothing and needs nothing, is the crown that makes others bow before you without being asked. Remember, the game of power is not won by the loud, the eager, or the desperate. It is won by the one who moves in silence, who conceals fire beneath ice, who never hands his enemies the map to his own heart. When others rush forward with open hands, you must remain still, watching, calculating, letting their hunger betray them. When others reveal their motives, you must reveal nothing. When others chase, you must stand still until the prize chases you. This is Machiavelli's cold ambition strategy, to move as if you need nothing, while quietly arranging to take everything, to let the world underestimate you until it is too late, to desire greatly but to reveal nothing. For the man who appears untouched by desire will always be pursued, and the man who appears indifferent will always command.